What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 cast by your host, me, Zoronden. Let's go ahead and check out today's combatants, as I am a little off-center there. In the top left corner is going to be the red Protoss Fenk, or Fenk, I believe it's Fenk, whatever, close enough. And in the bottom left corner, coming in the blue Protoss in a PvP match, is going to be UCAP's own, the blue Protoss Adonimus. And as these two players do go head-to-head here on this high, or at least somewhere Masters matchup, we should have some good action from these two guys again. Or, well, not again from Adonimus, but this is another replay out of my absolutely massive pack that I did get from my teammate Adonimus. I believe game manager Yoon sent those to me, so I do want to thank him again for those. And obviously thank Adonimus for playing a massive amount of games, storing up those replays, and of course sending them out. It's so easy for most players to just throw those away or ignore them completely. But it is a good resource for you to practice on, study your own stuff, and learn from your own play. In the meantime, Fenk is hiding a probie right here. We might be seeing some cheese. We're going to keep a close eye on that guy. In the meantime, we're seeing fairly standard stuff out of Adonimus, building up his gateway there as well as his gas. But there indeed is coming down a pylon by Fenk. We are seeing a bit of cheese out of him. The real question now becomes, is Adonimus going to scout this out and find it? I do see a second probe coming down by Fenk. This is really becoming a kind of crazy strategy by Fenk. What is he going to try and go for here? And it is indeed a cannon rush, which means, oh, there is his forge that I so blindly missed. And he's even going to come in here with a kind of, that second scout, or that second probe came in as a fake scout. Kind of attacking, doing a bit of, ooh, look at my normal scouting time. You know, deal with this. And in the meantime, Fenk, of course, is throwing up even more cannons and pylons in here. The only problem with this cannon rush it is so far away. He's already invested 500 minerals into this. And that pylon's definitely finishing. There will be no cancel on that pylon. I don't expect a cancel on this second cannon as well. So suddenly, this is a very big investment in resources for Fenk, but in the same time, he's got quite a few cannons up. It's starting to become an issue for Adonimus. Now, Adonimus did manage to get one of those probes down, so in the meantime, Fenk is going to have to be working off of a single probe. He really does not need to or want to lose this probe. But very quickly, he's going to have a mass amount of cannons in range of this Nexus. It is becoming bloody for Adonimus. He's going to either need to find a way to crack this shell, do some sort of base trade, or get enough resources to get out of here. And you can see he has saved up quite a bit, but he is spending it on units, buying up stalkers, things like that. Really trying to go after this pylon. He wasn't quite able to get that. He's going to be able to pick off this cannon very soon. In the meantime, his Nexus is 1/4 of the way down. That is taking into account shields, of course, which can regenerate if they stop getting shot for some reason. Quite a few probes streaking out of here. They may be going for an attack on Fenk's main, which will be defended by a cannon very soon. He did see those probes leaving and thought, why not throw up a cannon? And very quickly, these resources are not going to get in. He is not going to have enough resources. Adonimus is now, but a very quick cancel on that gateway. Very smartly, he has enough minerals. He has indeed cast up a second Nexus. With these evacuating probes, a very, very smart move by Adonimus, and suddenly he's not that far behind in the game. He still has a cyber core over here. Mind you, he is down in economy at the moment. Once his Nexus gets up, he won't be that far behind. He can also go and check out what's going on with Fenk's base because he's got that mothership core. Now, Fenk isn't that dank, and has his own cannon going up in his probe line. Not a bad call. The only problem is the mothership core can easily get up, in, around, and kill this pylon without worrying about any of these cannons. The question is, Will he bother to do that? For the moment, he is not. But that pylon is about to go down, and Adonimus is going to be easily able to get up into here, try and snipe off this this building pylon, or just completely ignore it and go for the probe line. The probes are off the line, desperately trying to stop these guys. A nice time bomb there, stopping a lot of units. Oh, and the mothership core almost going down there. It does barely sneak out of that situation. It's a very good spot right now where it's fine. Unfortunately, the stalkers have gotten surrounded by the probes, and they're going to manage to take out both of those stalkers. Quite a few stalkers have gone, or excuse me, probes have managed to go down in the meantime, as the cannon rush sort of continues down here, as it is a single probe attacking. In the meantime, the mothership core is going to hold position right here and just start popping off workers, throwing time bombs down, messing up the entire economy line as Adonimus recovers over here. He's got a pylon going up. He's got a really good economy. We've got 19 mining probes versus 9 at the moment. So Adonimus is very much Adonimusnating the economy at the moment. The pylon down here has finished, so that is a minor threat for now. There's a cyber core going up, which really isn't going to help Fenk too much. He obviously wants to try and get some stalkers, take out this mothership core, but he doesn't have warp gate. Heck, he doesn't even have a powered gate at the moment. So he's going to have to bring a probe down there and get that gate powered up if he hopes to even have a chance at stopping this mothership core, which for the moment is just shutting down basically 2 crystals, almost 3, because Fenk has so many idle probes at the moment. He can't fully mine off of all these resources, and Fenk's just kind of lolling at the moment. I'm not really sure what he's lolling about, if he thinks for some reason he has an edge in this game. I don't know. He does now have his own mothership core up, which could cause Adonimus some issues here. But I see Adonimus probably getting some stalkers pretty quick. He still has the cyber core up down here, so he can convert these to warp gates and pop out stalkers really quickly. His own mothership core is chasing Fenk's mothership core, which has now turned around, oddly enough, and is going to go back home, as full worker production does get back to normal here, but still only 14 at work, while Adonimus has 18, and is indeed now loaded up a warp prism with 2 stalkers, which will allow him to completely skip these cannons. Why worry about them when you can just go around them? And he's going to be able to also unfold that warp prism and warp in some stalkers, some zealots, whatever he wants to do. And it is now looking very bad for Fenk, as it frankly has been for quite a while. He does need to be careful about that mothership core. That stalker could easily snipe it off, and indeed does do that, especially with the photonic overcharge going on there. That warp prism does need to back off there, almost dying. Got to be careful about that. And the advantage here for Adonimus is he can just sit here and wait. Got to be careful where you warp those guys in, though. Is that warp, or that photonic overcharge has a massive range. I'm not even sure what it is. It is indeed 13 range, which is pretty good. Way outranging these stalkers, only sitting at 6 range. Ooh, and that warp prism goes down. That is not going to be good for Adonimus. He definitely wanted more troops than just 7 stalkers in there. But again, wait for that photonic overcharge to go down, and he can very quickly move in and do quite a bit of damage. And there it goes. That was actually brilliant timing, taking 1 shot from that overcharge, but allowing his stalkers to get in there and start doing damage while it was basically decharging. And probe's going to come off the line, but they're not going to be able to do much. Stalkers from Fenk drawing Adonimus stalkers into the cannons, but not long enough to do any real damage. Adonimus does need to try and focus on these stalkers, though, and take them out. A warp prism does come out for Fenk that really desperately tries to do damage, but is not going to cut it. 2 stalkers remain for Fenk. 1 of Adonimus's does go down as well now, and this troop for Adonimus is slowly dwindling, and not going to be able to take out these 2 remaining stalkers. Is going to snipe off that assimilator, though, and this single stalker is going to go for a few worker kills, which it does not get. It does not get. Wow, my voice really collapsed there, didn't it? Excuse me while I take a drink there. This is not looking good, though, for Fenk. I gotta say, he's... Wow. his probe has been methodically killing down here. It would have been quicker to just build a pylon here, but that would have spent some precious, precious resources that he's so desperately needed in this game. And Adonimus' new main has become a powerhouse down here. He's got a good force of troops. In fact, enough to scare off Fenk. And he's just going to bail without even GGing. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this game. My throat was a little urgly, but we made it through. All right. Anyways, guys, please do thumbs up and subscribe so I can bring you more Starcraft 2. And I need some submissions from the fans. I've got a lot of UCAP games coming in. Those guys are doing really good by me. But anyone else out there who plays Starcraft, who wants their games casted, I need you to send some in. I do have a fan cast for Thursday that I have saved in my queue. So if you sent me that, you know who you are. And that will be cast Thursday. But anyone else out there who wants their game casted, has been curious about it or interested, send them to me. I would really love to check out some of you new guys or even some of you old guys that are still watching but haven't sent a game in a while. Anyways, you can send that to Zoronden at gmail.com. That's in the information below. All the information you need is down there. And that is going to do it for today, guys. I have been Zoronden, and I will catch you all on the other side.